Hey YouTube, it's ECP, and I've been really wanting to make this video for some time. And me and the star, Milo, which is stretching a little bit here, have decided to, hey, let's make the video. Right, Miles? Miles wants a treat. But anyways, we spent a lot of time trying to get the focus right and get a good stand here so you can see these Numismatic Morgans. You heard it. What we're going to talk about today is Numismatic Morgans. I know that you all know I am a fan of the Blazer Morgans, the nicely, beautifully, well-toned, attractively toned Morgans, the rainbow toning. And if you look at these things, these are absolutely gorgeous. This is an MS62. Quite often these have been put into albums and then they get toned on one side. Sometimes they're toned on both, but this is a beautiful 1888 MS62. And her sister is another beautiful MS63 rainbow toned 1899 New Orleans mint. And let me tell you a little bit about how I get this collection. These blazers, as they're called quite often, are highly collectible. Some people only like the blast white Morgans. Personally, I prefer a beautifully toned, particularly the rainbow toned Morgans, as you'll see in some of the up and coming ones I'm going to show you. And I really and truly know and believe these are very, very nicely, let's say, how do I say this? These are a great investment for those of you that want to invest in silver, but you have a numismatic side to you, and you can have coins such as this, MS64, again, beautifully rainbow toned, a little dark toned, but you can see it's toned throughout the coin, and sometimes you just really have to see these things in person. The cameras don't quite often do them justice, to say the least. And this is a beautiful 1885 blazer toner, both sides, and it is truly gorgeous. Let's let that one take its spot there for just a bit so you can see this one. You can see the luster reverberating off of that coin. So those are some nice coins that you might think yourself you might like. You might like them that are not as heavily toned, maybe just a golden toning throughout. But as you can see, there's rainbow hints to this. This coin's got a nice reverse, but it's not as heavily toned as the obverse. But you know, these coins, in this case, it's an 1882S. Not what I would consider a true blazer, but a very beautiful coin. And these quite often acquire a premium from the collector well over retail if they're nicely and attractively toned. And of course, for you all that really like the blast white, Numismatic Morgans collectors might love the blast white. I've got a good friend of mine that won't even touch a toner, won't even look at a toner. If it's not blast white, he doesn't want it in his collection. So there's all different kind of Numismatic Morgans that you can collect. It could be a blast white. This is a beautiful MS65. The toning does not take away from the grade. It can act. People light off and say, "Oh, well, that would be a grade higher if it wasn't toned that way." Actually, that's not the case. Toned Morgans do not take away from the grading of a coin, and you'll see that in a few more coins I'll show you in here in just a minute. But they're beautiful coins. We'll put the blast one, white one up there, give it a little bit of airtime, because there is people that like the blast white Morgans versus the toner Morgans. I personally I favor the toner Morgans, and here is a beautiful MS65 rim toned Morgan, attractively toned, and that's the secret. Quite often you'll have Morgans that aren't attractively toned, and they don't fetch the premium. But if they are attractively toned, like this MS65 1885O, beautifully toned, nicely toned from being in an album, still in its mint state of our MS65, that shows you the toning does not take away from the grade on this coin. So it is absolutely beautiful. Let it have a little stage time also. So we'll take a look at that. And then we've got a few others here. This one is one of marquee toners of mine I show off quite often. This one is spectacular. This is a high-end, beautifully toned Morgan Silver Dollar, an MS65, goldenly toned throughout, as well as rainbow toned. This is a Morgan you'll see quite often, a lot of my thumbnails. You'll see a lot of my things. This is probably my favorite one of them all. And look at that reverse. Absolutely gorgeous. This is definitely one of those ones that you want to call extremely attractively toned and toned naturally. And that tells you that because it has been slabbed and graded by PCGS, that you know this has not been artificially toned in any way, but this is completely a natural toning process, which is a natural process as silver ages and gets exposed to the environments. And if you notice you don't have the right angle, it won't even hardly show up for you to show that beautiful toning for that coin. So we'll see if we can do that. But beautiful Morgan there. And here's another one here. We'll go right back to the blast whites. And here's a high-end one, MS66. Look at that beautiful coin, 1898. Again, if you're a fan, you might love the blast whites. You might like the toner Morgans. Honestly, I like them both. I do lean towards trying to find the beautifully toner blazers because they're harder to find. I can find blast white Morgans in high-end mint states, but I can't always find the extremely attractively toned Morgans like this 1881S MS65. This one is definitely going to be staying in my collection. I guess my wife or kids one day will get to decide what to do with that bad boy. And last but not least, I've got a little story for you. I went into a coin dealer one day, and I saw this coin in a flip up in Central Ohio. I said, man, that's a nice coin. He thought it graded about an MS63. And I said, wow, it's a nice coin. He, oh, yeah. And I bought it for MS63 money. Had an annex submission going in with some of my quarters. And I popped that in there just to see what the grade is. And it came back MS66. And you see it is a toner also. Beautifully golden toned. I'll probably get this crossed over into a PCGS holder, along with some of my other high-end Morgans there. But look at how beautiful this coin is. And so it's not uncommon in this marketplace for you to go ahead and go out there and what they call cherry pick. Cherry pick you some Morgans, or any coin for that matter. Something that you see, you think, hey, there's some real value to these. I think you'll find out quite often that there's coins out there that get overlooked. I've seen some in the auctions. I've had some in my own auction that ended up being very beautiful coins that we felt like would carry a very high premium if you sent them in and had them slabbed and graded. So a lot of times you can buy these raw coins still at coin shows, at dealers. Dealers don't always hit it spot on. You know, there's different grades for these coins depending on the year that they come out. They may have not been a strong struck coin. So they might look at that and say, oh, that's an MS64 or 63. But that particular year with the Morgan and that mint may not have been a strongly struck coin. So it may be a much higher grade coin depending on that mint or year. Many people do not take that into account. So, hey, ECP, just want to tell you, think about some numismatic coins, numismatic Morgans. In this case, it's kind of my wheelhouse. I do like a numismatic Morgan, particularly a blazer. And I just wanted to share with you all a little bit of my collection there and show you some of my blazers and tell you, get out there and look for those coins. Cherry pick them. Get on these websites. Get on these auctions. Thursday night, ECP has an auction and put some pretty nice Morgans out there. We've sold some beautiful black beauties, some beautiful toners, You're never going to know what you see. And we have got possibly into this week or next week's auction a Rattler Morgan, and that's the old green label dot matrix printed label. I believe it's an MS63. Back then, those coins were harshly graded, and quite often on crackouts, those old green labels or those rattlers, they'll rattle inside the case, are a much higher grade when they're regraded today. So a lot of people do that either as crossovers or crackouts. That's another game you can look at playing. We'll discuss maybe at a later time. So, hey, thanks for watching. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and check us out on Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and help support the channel a little bit for our ECP auctions. This week we've got a don't miss auction. We've got some pretty neat items I think you're going to see. ECP saying thanks for everything. Take care and be safe out there. ECP over and out.